And this one is on the chairman of the Indian Overseas Congress person, Sam Pitroda, in an interview to The Statesman, has made another controversial statement where he says, and I quote, that we could hold together a country as diverse as India, where people on East look like Chinese, people on West look like the Arabs, people in the North look maybe white, and people in South look like Africa. BJP has hit back at Sam Pitroda's comments. We have a tweet from CR Keswan, where he said, and I quote, that the Shakuni of Congress, Sam Pitroda, exposing their dangerous and divisive mindset. Democracy, freedom, liberty and fraternity is being challenged by Ram Temple and Ram Navami. Okay, let me get back to, what Sam Pitroda has said, and that's the pertinent point where he said, and I reiterate, to the Statesman, that we could hold together as diverse as India, where people on East look like the Chinese, people on West look like Arab, people on North look like the white, and people in South look like Africa. Pallavi, I am shocked while I was reading this breaking news also. What does he mean by making a statement like this? Clearly, these words, these remarks are bound to spark a row as he reflects upon the diversity of India.
No, I mean, Avantika, it's downright labeling, it's cliched notion, and also, most importantly, it's very racist.
Yes.
When you're talking about a skin tone, you're talking about people in East looking like Chinese, you're talking about people down South looking like Africans. It is one of the worst forms of racism. And I wouldn't be too surprised, and justifiably so, if you are going to be seeing a very, very strong reaction coming in from the BJP. And why just the BJP? Even people from down South. And this is going to be really damaging, because the Congress has a lot at stake as far as South is concerned. I mean, if you contrast to North, it is in Karnataka, it is in Tamil Nadu, Telangana, where the Congress hopes to do well, and also it has a government. They have two governments over there, hoping for one in Kerala. When you start giving these kind of labels, it damages you, because Sam Pitroda is not just any other person, a habitual offender, also someone considered to be one of the closest or the mentors of Rahul Gandhi. And then look at East. Northeast has been a focus of Rahul Gandhi and of the Congress party. Again, you're calling them Chinese. This is something which is going to come back to hurt them very much.
Shocking. It's absolutely shocking. So brazenly he's indulging this kind of racial prejudice. As you rightly said, this kind of discrimination. First, he was in the eye of a storm for his controversial remarks on inheritance tax. And now by making these remarks, Pallavi, how do you see this? How damaging would this be for the Congress party, especially at a time when the stakes are so high?
I mean, when you apply labels, when you apply tags, it's obviously going to be seen as racism. People in the Northeast have often complained of the fact that when they come and settle down in other places of work, like in Mumbai or Delhi, they're often scorned, and they are, called Chinese and you're made fun of. Integration and inclusivity has been one of the hallmarks which the Prime Minister has been stressing upon, that they should not be looked down as people from another country. Now, when someone like a Sam Pitroda, who's educated, who's saying this, it's looking terrible. There's going to be no justification or defense for this. And Congress possibly is going to distance itself very soon. But I think every time he says this, he says it again, goes on to show that the Congress has no control. In every election, there is that one moment, Avandika, which can be a turnaround moment. I mean, Chaiwala, Niche Admi, and now this comment. It's going to hurt them because, there are going to be some important places which are going up for polling. South is almost done, but, Northeast is almost done. But there's a larger perception of the Congress being controlled by a mindset which is racist.
Oh, absolutely. Pallavi, just stay on with me. In fact, we have that reaction of Sam Pitroda. Let's just listen into what the chairman of Indian Overseas from the Congress party has to say.
We have survived 70 years, 75 years in a very happy environment where people could live together, leaving aside few fights here and there. We could hold country together as diverse as India, where people on East look like Chinese, people on West look like Arab, people on North look like, maybe white, and people in South look like Africa. Doesn't matter. We are all brothers and sisters. We all respect different language. We all respect different religion, different look, different custom, different food. And as a Gujarati, I love dosa. I love Italy. That's my food. That's no longer South Indian food.
Pallavi, Personally, even I'm absolutely shocked and baffled to hear Sam Pitroda. It's clear that the Congress will have to do something with his statements bound to spark another political row. They would have to do something to gag the motor mouth curse, and Sam Pitroda, being a notorious offender in the past as well.
I mean, they have. I mean, remember the last time he made a comment about distribution of wealth and getting an American law? Jairam Ramesh had gone on record to say that he's a valued colleague, but his voice is not the voice of the Congress party. I wouldn't be too surprised if a similar reaction comes in from the Congress party at this point of time. But Avandika, the harm and damage is done. I mean, I think morning shows the day. The agenda has been set. The BJP has a very, very valid point for feeling bad for making this up. And of course, the people in South, in Northeast also have a reason. I mean, after all, Rahul Gandhi is a member of parliament from a southern state, which is Kerala.
Absolutely, Pallavi. Just stay on with me. So that's the latest coming in. C.R. Kesman from the BJP is joining us right now. Sir, we've just heard this excerpt, and it's an excerpt from the chairman of the Indian Overseas from Congress, Sam Pitroda. I'm going to quote him here. This is exactly what he has said to the statement in an interview, that we could hold together a country as diverse as India, where people in the East look like Chinese, people on West look like Arab. He's making a reference to the people who come from western part of India. People in North look like maybe white, and people in South Africa like Africa. It doesn't matter. How does the BJP respond to this?
Shocking and shameful and most condemnable statement by the overseas chairman of the Congress party. It also reflects the really bigoted mindset of the Congress party. And Mr. Sam Pitroda is the mentor of Shri Rahul Gandhi. He's like the Shakuni of the Congress party. And look at the way he's described the Northeast people. While he's comparing the Northeast people to the Chinese, and I am from South India. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, he's run away from Amethi, and he's come to Wayanad, and he's contesting in a southern state. He compares people, all of us, to people in Africa. So are these people, what is going on in their minds?
Yes, absolutely. I'm quoting him. I'm quoting him verbatim. We have the sound bite also, where Sam Pitroda has made these comments. And every time, his remarks spark a controversy, sir, the Congress party detaches itself from Sam Pitroda.
No, you can't see. This is called hate ventriloquism. This is called hate ventriloquism. This is the mindset of the Congress party, and this is reflected by the Congress party. If that is not so, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who's close to Sam Pitroda, should come and apologize to the country, and especially the people of the South. All of us are very, very hurt, and we are, it's extremely, painful to hear. Compare us, on the basis of racism and color, and this is not what Bharat is. On one side, you have the Prime Minister who's trying to unite 150 nations to, celebrate International Yoga Day and sing, Mahatma Gandhi's Vaishnava Janato in United Nations. And here you have these people sitting abroad, caustic and, spewing venom. And another thing which he said in the same bite, which I saw, he says, democracy, freedom, liberty and fraternity is being challenged by Ram Temple and Ram Navami.
Yes, he said that.
What does he mean by this? Isn't this a dangerous and divisive mindset? I think the people are very clear. On one side you have Narendra Modi ji, who's united the entire country of 140 crore people, and on the other side you have the bigoted Congress party, who have been exposed again today by the statement of Mr. Sam Pitroda, who is the Shakuni of the Congress, by trying to divide people on racial, ethnic and religious and caste lines.
And
I think the people of Bharat
Mr.
will give them a befitting reply.
Isn't this, yes, we haven't heard from the Congress party yet. We are awaiting a response from this. But isn't this brazen racial discrimination? And he's not someone who is...
This is the mindset. This is the mindset of the Congress party. And if they come and distance themselves from the statement, it's a classic case of shoot and scoot and hit and run. This is the mindset of the Congress party. This is in their DNA. And I think the only way, if they want to distance themselves, is Mr. Rahul Gandhi coming and apologizing to the entire country, and especially the people of the South and the Northeast, whom they have denigrated, demeaned, dishonored and, vilified.
But the Congress party says all the time that this is not the official stand of the party. And we saw this coming in from the Congress party when Sam Pitroda found himself in the midst of the controversy around his very controversial remarks on the inheritance tax. So that is, usually the